Hi again. Time for another story. Since Christmas is coming, we're going to start sharing some Christmas stories, and I've chosen this one, Twas Nochebuena, a Christmas story in English and Spanish, written by Roseanne Greenfield Thong, illustrated by Sara Palacios. So there's going to be some Spanish words mixed in with the English, and we'll see if we can figure it out at the end. All decorated for Christmas. Nochebuena means Christmas Eve, so it was Christmas Eve. Twas Nochebuena, and all through our casa, every creature was kneading tamale masa. For one of our holiday tradiciones is making tamales, not one, but montones. And every last person, both chicas and chicos, is needed to make our tamales taste ricos. We stuff them with polo, with queso and meat, and steam them in corn husks and leaves. What a treat! Our lovely adornos are hung up with cheer in hopes that amigos soon will be here. Small figures of wise men, lazareos and sheep, a tiny clay cama where baby can sleep. In the corner our arbol that's covered with bells, twinkling luchas, red ribbons, and shells. Is that what you have on your tree if you have one? When our guests all arrive, we stroll down to the park and join the pasadas that start when it's dark. With homemade faroles that glow in the night, we sing canciones by soft candlelight. From casa to casa parading we go, remembering stories from days long ago. La Pira Posada is our humble plea. Can you offer us shelter? We ask hopefully. The first two houses do not agree, but the very last house will always say, sí. Then back to our family fiesta we race, to snuggle up close by the brick fireplace and treat all our shivering infatados to warm mugs of chocolate temperado. We clink our glass marbles and play loteria while singing and laughing que maravilla. And when out in the jardín, I hear such a clatter, I spring from a silo to shout, what's the matter? The children are cheering below a great star, a brilliant pinata made out of a jar. Come, Sonia, come, Alma, Luisa, Martin, it's time for our favorite games to begin. Dale, dale, hit it, they cry. Uno, dos, tres, now it's your try. A shower of candy soon falls to el suelo. We chase after gum and sweet caramelo. Then off in the distance, campanos chime, telling us all that it's nearly time for Misa del Gallo, our mass late at night. With candles aglow, it's a beautiful sight. We sing all our favorite canciones with choirs of angels up in the balcones. And when it is over, we get a surprise. Colorful fireworks paint the night skies. Then back to our houses we happily run, knowing our cena has finally begun. With pots full of grandmother's steaming pozole and sauce for our turkey, a treat we call mole. And just when we've eaten as much as we can, we hear a loud sizzle from grandmother's pan. The children all cheer as they wait for their treat. Buñuelos with cinnamon sugar, so sweet. With satisfied bellies and sleepy eyes, we head to the sala for one last surprise. Giggling and cheering, we dash for the tree where regalos are waiting for you and for me. Well, this page. We open our cards that were chosen with care as long strands of cinta fly out everywhere. A smile from Papi, a kiss from a friend, and many abrazos that don't seem to end. Now our friends are tired from fun and fiesta. It's time to go home for a long night siesta. Merry Christmas, they cry as they head out of sight. Feliz Navidad, and to all, a good night. Did you like that story? In the back, which was very helpful for me if you ever get this book to read yourself, is a glossary that tells us what each of those Spanish words means in English. I hope you guessed some of them as we went through. So let's check them out. Let's see if we know. We know Nochebuena means Christmas Eve. And twas is just short for it was. Well, they made tamales in the casa, in their house. And they made a lot of them. A montones means a load of tamales. And the chicas and the chicos are the girls and the boys. And the polo is chicken. And the queso, if you like Mexican, you probably know that means cheese. The adornos are the decorations. And amigos, those are their friends that were coming. The los reyes were the wise men, the sheep, and the cama was the bed. And the árbol is their tree. And the luchas are the lights. They joined in the pasadas, which is a traditional, like a parade, but it's actually a reenactment of Mary and Joseph going to Bethlehem. And they carried faroles, which were lanterns, and they sang the songs, the canciones. And they went from casa to casa, house to house, and they said, "Le pido posada, do you have any place for us to stay?" And all the houses would say no, except for the last one. It said sí, and that means yes. Then they went to their fiesta, which was the party, and they're excited, and all their guests, infantados, were getting champorado, which is hot chocolate. Do you like hot chocolate? I do. And then they would play some games. This one, I don't know if I looked that one up. I forgot to. I'll have to check to what that is. Oh, wonder and wonder. So they were in the jardín is the garden, and the silla is the chair. Jumped out of the chair to see what was the matter. And they were out in the garden with the piñata. And that's something, it's either glass or it's a paper mache, sometimes animal shape. And you break it and out comes candy and goodies. And that's what they were saying. Dale, dale, hit it. And then 1, 2, 3, uno, dos, tres. Now it's your turn. Then they heard the bells, the campanes chime. So they were going to the mass, which is a church service. And they had the candles and the canciones again, the songs. And the angels, it says choirs of angels were up in the balcony. People were singing in the balcony. And then there were the fireworks. And they went back, their dinner, cena, was ready to begin. So this was after the midnight mass, usually. They would have the dinner, that was their tradition. And they would have pozole, which was a stew, and a mole, which was a spicy sauce. And then they had the buñuelos, which was a fried fritter that they dipped in cinnamon and I'm sure sugar. It was very yummy. And then they went out in their living room, the sala, and they had presents, regalos to open, and cards, and there was ribbons, cinta flying everywhere, and they had a smile from their daddy, papi, and many abrazos. Those were hugs. Those are the ones we don't get too many of these days. And now it's time for everybody to go home. They're tired from the fiesta, from the party. And now it's time for a siesta. You know what that is? They're all going to go for a long siesta. They're going to sleep. Because it's they yell Merry Christmas. And then they say Feliz Navidad, which is Merry Christmas in Spanish. To all a good night. And everybody is going to sleep. This author's, the tradition is from Guatemala and Mexico that she brings this tradition to us. I hope you enjoyed this book. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.